Hey Megtoes, hope you're having a good Sunday today. I do love a good weekend. My favorite time of the week. I was just thinking about long-term goals and things like that. And I had a long-term goal before Bitcoins. But if Bitcoins do what I expect them to do, I might just have to reevaluate my long-term goals. Originally, I had planned to just pay off this house and enjoy the income from the condo and all that good stuff, and then just build a permaculture system into the property here that produces for me, all the time with hardly any effort. That's my favorite kind of work. Work that does itself. Anyway, but man, things have changed with this whole Bitcoin thing. A couple of extra acorn squash. Had one the other day for dinner. Man, they're tasty. Oh, by the way, I'm changing out my ugly ass old 1955 sink and putting in a stainless. But in any case, my original plan was just to pay this place off and just sort of kick back and enjoy the ride. And that is still my plan, pretty much. But things have sort of changed. If this whole Bitcoin thing works, then I will have the ability to retire before I had planned originally. Here's the sink, by the way. Nice stainless model. I'm going to have to shave a little bit on the hole on like either side, but then it should fit. Got the fittings in. This little extendo sprayer. My reverse osmosis system here, and then I'll have my hot water on demand reverse osmosis water here, and put a garbage disposal here, hook up that drain. Good times. But anyway, I highly recommend a 3/8 DeWalt impact wrench. Those are awesome. But my plan now has kind of changed. If Bitcoins do what I expect them to do, with what I've been accumulating all year, most of my extra cash has been going in there. But if what I expect to happen happens, I would need a Bitcoin price of about 16,000 to retire, pay off the house. Then I would have time but no need to work. So what the heck would I do? And what I believe I will do in that situation, if it rolls around, would be to buy a nice utility trailer for my truck and replace the tranny, put new tires on. That's about all it needs, really. And then build a utility trailer, buy a utility trailer, put a welder, air compressor in, and grab my big toolbox from work and secure that down, and a few additional tools for non-automotive stuff. For example, you gotta You gotta have a Sawzall, for example. These are awesome. But and some basic other tools, and then my plan will be to become a wandering mechanic for farms and communities which run on permaculture principles, and go around and repairing cars, putting in solar electric systems, building rocket mass heater systems and rocket water heater systems, and learning permaculture and helping sort of get some parts of our community off of the Walmart groceries and Exxon gas, and be able to actually sustain themselves comfortably without really needing resources farther away than their backyard. So much could be done in that situation. And man, all I would need is time. So that's now, things have changed. My main plan, which was just to pay off the house and kick back, and when I'm 65, get whatever retirement comes from work, and plus the savings and whatnot. But this new situation that has occurred, that I saw coming right around the last November or so, if that occurs, that is a whole different world of opportunity. So, two plans. So as things change financially for you, you gotta make new plans, and I have seen people, like especially in the military, when they retire and then they no longer have anything to do, and they just sort of plant themselves in front of the TV and freaking drink beer and eat greasy food, and then surprise, surprise, within a couple of years they die. Wealth can be, as that movie Conan, wealth be wonderful, but it can also be a very challenge. I think it could challenge you as much as the strongest opponent. And the trick is to give your life structure. If your life has no structure, it doesn't hold you. You tend to drift, and then eventually your life ends prematurely. I think we really need something to give us a reason to wake up in the morning. And of course, a lot of guys try to do that with family, but that does not make sense. I would love to be a family man, but gee, many Christmas, let me tell you, it is not a safe option. So I will not do that. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't mind living or visiting in communities with like 20, 30, 15, 20 people in them, and doing projects and learning permaculture and meeting all kinds of really cool people. Then the people in permaculture are friggin' cool. And just doing that sort of thing. So that's my plan, my second plan, if it works out. Otherwise, I'll just continue trotting along right here, and I'm on schedule to pay this place off in about maybe 12 years or so, if the Bitcoin thing doesn't pan out. So always have a backup plan, and a backup for your backup. So that's my backup. So, and in situations like that, I was just listening to a few Paul Wheaton podcasts. He's a big permaculture guy. But building relationships between people, those actually tend to require active and intelligent management. You can't just expect bonds and emotional bonds with other people to just appear out of nowhere. They actually have to be constructed with and put together with certain types of glue, like social glue. And what those glues are shared projects like a bunch of people working on dinner and putting it all together and then having dinner, and then clean up, and then you've got like all kinds of group activities like games and whatnot, but and shared projects on a property, and those things tend to connect people and allow them to see the integrity in those people. Stefan Molyneux, I'm sure you guys all know about him. Wonderful, wonderful philosopher, extremely bright guy. He said that love is it's the recognition by a person who has integrity to someone else who also over time demonstrates that they have integrity. And of course then you have that social glue, so it's nothing that really just appears out of nowhere, and it's sort of a way of knowing that a lot of people who have no integrity themselves find it impossible to love somebody else. Like all of these plenty of fish women. Those people, a lot of those people, they have no integrity, and they are incapable of seeing or appreciating integrity in others. Those people, they look at integrity as, when it's demonstrated, as some kind of fakery thing. Excuse me. Like somebody's acting or something. They cannot understand or believe that integrity can be genuine. And then those people, they find it impossible to make real emotional connections with other people. And then then they wonder why they're 50 years old, almost my age, and have about 10 cats and no interaction with other human beings outside of work. So yeah. So integrity, that's an important thing, and integrity generally is considered obligations and something that's a disadvantage. It's actually sort of laughed at in our society, because people who demonstrate integrity these days are considered sort of like suckers or marks, and that's how far our society has sunk, so to speak. So yeah, but when you are a person of integrity and you interact with other people of integrity, that's when love can show up, and you don't. And I think probably most of the time that love is not. It has nothing to do with sex, and all the media and everything. Love, and all they mean is lust and sex. But one of the reasons why one of the big reasons why I couldn't wait to have my dad move into that spare room back there, and it's because he is a person of integrity. Generous spirit, very treats the people in his life very well. Yeah, that's the reason. I know, and trust. I know that he will not stab me in the back. So yeah, that's the reason. A lot of people, their parents, they grow up and they just hate their parents because they are not people of integrity. Okay, so what have I covered today? I have covered 3 things: my original plan, my original financial plan, then my secondary financial plan if Bitcoins do what I think they're going to do. I mean, the network's growing every day. But, and of course, and PayPal's now working on taking Bitcoin. So eBay is talking about it, and part of PayPal takes them, but that's neither here nor there. So basically, then I covered social glue and repairing my sink, and then love, which is a strange thing for a MGTOW to talk about, but it is a real force that should be taken into account, and it's very satisfying when you find it. And it's not necessarily with the opposite sex and all that. I think that's... Oh, my dad's just knocking around in there. Well, that's about all I got for you guys. I hope you have an excellent weekend. I'm certainly enjoying mine. I have to get to bed at about 7 so I can wake up at 3:30 in the morning. But I did manage, I'm not sure if I told you, I managed to get back on day shift, thank goodness. That friggin' graveyard shit was friggin' killing me, man. It was debilitating. Okay, well, I guess I'll let you go. Oh, my dad's taking off. See you, Dad.